Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Kane's Wrath replay. Spawn on the left side as the Green Nod, we have Psygablla. Spawn on the right side as a GDI faction, we have Robthenorms. So let's see what GDI flavor is he. Oh, there's the barracks. There's a rifleman squad as Steel Talons. Left side, we got, looks like bit drafting right there. One saboteur trying to claim that Tiberian spike. He maybe not eyeing the southern Tiberian spikes. But we do have another engineer now. Third engineer, looks like he's going to go for the two Tiberian spikes down south. Over here we do have the engineer capturing up that one, of course. And the Steel Talons player is not eyeing the southern Tiberian spikes. He's pushing forward this rifleman squad. He may be trying to get a good engagement onto the engineers as they walk by. Nope, he's going to make his way down south and perhaps get inside this garrison right there. Structure yard looks like he has something queued up, just probably ready for defense. Definitely the shredder turret. And it looks like he will keep this Tiberian spike nice and secure. Up here, we do got the rifleman squad finding a raider buggy. Raider buggy, of course, has 4 repairs and being more effective versus infantry. Trying to dig in right now. I don't think he'll get it. He'll get gunned down. Handful of militant squads over here. GDI player has got out of that garrison, gotten and deployed out of foxhole here. You may find an angle on this engineer. It's a little bit iffy if you can shoot through the Tiberian spike or not. Let's see. Gets the kill right there. Inside this garrison, they may not have an angle on each other. War factory coming on out. Harvester. Up here, we do have another refinery. MCD's packing on up. I think he's going for more harvesters, no more raider buggies. Yep, more harvesters there. So both sides are eyeing to equal up, no aggression. Barring the fact there's a handful of militant squads inside the garrison trying to gun down Tiberian spike. Up north we do have the raider buggy engaging the heavy harvester. And looks like he's going to be eyeing central expansion right now, not the blue Tiberian. You have, looks like a watchtower queued up and maybe deployed out somewhere. May have been cancelled. Not sure. But either way, do have this harvester trying to collect some Tiberium right now. You have probably a fresh refinery coming out very soon. Where are those two engineers out of curiosity? One inside the garrison, one outside. Just still in the garrison. The other one actually was gunned down, I remember. I was going for the blue Tiberian GDI player, the Steel Talons player. Now we have a watchtower and a power plant now. Over here, just expanding. Going for the safe expansion, not the aggressive expansion. Has an observation operations center. So he could go for... Doesn't look like he's going for dozer blades just yet. And his Tiberian spike is down half of its health. We have some Wolverines now making their advance. I think AP rounds now being researched. Nobody ever goes for the sensor pods. Does find some rounds there onto the attack bike. Attack bike does find some rockets as well, getting 2 volleys before going down. The Wolverine, of course, can get some damage on these harvesters, but the War Factory will make it hard for him to get any sort of permanent damage done. Pikes do now clean up that Wolverine. And it looks like one of the militant squads managed to get efficiency by shooting enough times into a stationary Tiberian spike. And here comes the Black Hand. That garrison's now very cleaned out. In fact, he can perhaps get inside that owned foxhole. His militant squad can get inside the foxhole. Time Spirit Spike is still alive for now. Got a handful of Wolverines and some Titans now being pulled on out. Has gone for a second refinery. This could be a second refinery. Nope, it's a barracks. Do have an airfield on the field. Drafts out a squad. And now to have a flame tank going on the flank. He may not even know. He knows about this infrastructure. He saw the MCV making its way there. Tiberian Spike is almost down. And the veteran militia, militant squads will take it out. And that flame tank is very much dead. Wolverines and Titans are making their way forward up north. We do have a handful of attack bikes down south, as well as a flame tank down south. Militant squad, attack bike. Yeah, a lot of reconnaissance. Black Kane in this region, so we know this area is relatively clear to hit this region up north. Black Kane, attack bikes, flame tank. A lot of anti-structure stuff, to say the least. Wolverines advancing forward, Titans making their way forward, and there's exposed upgraded power plant. Power plant does go down, and a laser turret has been pulled out. Good score gun down there. A couple of Scorpion tanks in the region. He needs some more of everything for defense at this point in time. A laser turret will go down. And now we've got some decoy it's right there, but they're going to be cleaned up quite quickly. And full Scorpion tanks here. Another laser turret. Wolverines are getting focused down first, and will allow his rocket infantry, militant rocket squads get some great work done, while those Wolverines are severely wounded now. Another laser turret being pulled out. That's going for the face as well. Takes good hits there on the Titans. Titan will go down. Now have a couple militant rocket squads remaining. And there's a first Scorpion coming on forward as well, which Scorpion could do some great work versus these Wolverines. They're all so wounded. It's going for the Titans right now. Titan does. They do take out the War Factory there. Wolverines now being picked on off. This Scorpion tank could get heroic status very quickly with all those wounded squads. So he has to be very careful. Now we've got some hammer tanks, or hammerheads split out. Load up with some, at least one squad of, 2 squads, 3 squads of riflemen. Does use some laser fence there on the refinery. This refinery location will be cleaned on up. Does get a SAM turret here. Gets one volley off, and all the turrets go down immediately. Titans going to take their time and destroy that refinery. Now it's going for the power plants. A lot of upgraded power plants here. But that's why another SAM turret here. This one will get more than one volley off. And now he's low on power. Needs to turn off the observation center, and does the tech lab does lose all of his power plants now. Now he's going to be out of power entirely. Does finally get some more power now. Just one power plant right now. Here's another power plant up. And right now, does use scan right there. These harvesters cannot collect because he has all of his refineries turned off. The northern refinery is actually the only one still available, and these harvesters are being ripped apart with full loads. We do have some attack bikes now engaging these hammerheads. Of course, they don't last very long. The Nod players still seem to fire here. Pulls out more and more power plants. He needs another SAM site. There you go. Finally gets another SAM site. Visit hurts up that one. Finally takes out a couple of these hammerheads. And good damage on those hammerheads. He may get one more. Nope, doesn't get another rocket off there. Has a good number of Scorpion tanks in this region. Where were those at? He needed those for that defense up here. Or even take out these Titans because that refinery is still under siege. Ooh, and these harvesters are wounded. You get 3 of these harvesters sent back down here and start collecting. Perhaps get out another refinery while at it. Does have these Scorpion tanks, he could be aggressive with them. Oh, I see some rifleman squads being loaded up on these hammerheads. Doesn't look like we've seen any. Oh, we do have some missile troops here. So 2 missiles, 2 rockets, another rifleman, and all the rest are loaded riflemen. So just only 2 rockets. Going for these heavy harvesters right now. Getting some great hits there on these scorpion tanks. There's a lot of 8 armor piercing rounds hitting them. And those scorpion tanks did not last very long. You need some stealth tanks or something to shoot up the air. Attack bikes probably would not be the best idea. Tiberian Spike will go down. Down south, so has these 2 Tiberian Spikes. Looks like he's going to change that, but these 2 Tiberian Spikes was providing the Nod player quite a bit of income. And I don't think that's Dozer Blade. He doesn't have his Scorpions on the field. That may actually be quad turrets. Tiberian Spikes do go down, and that is quad turrets. Stealth tank push away forward, and will receive a lot of use there. Gets a low power state, which removes his camouflage. Getting some good hits there. He needs more than just 1 stealth tank at a time. He does take out a couple of those hammerheads, and they do, of course, have infantry loaded up, so these things are expensive, especially when load up with infantry. I'm not sure if that was Bloodhounds or Airborne. Bloodhounds, definitely. Let's take out the blue Tib Harvester. Not sure how much of a load he destroyed. Some green Tib there. Not a full patch, so hard to say. Black Hand getting some good damage there. He's hitting the militant squad, which is elite. That must have been one of the guys who gunned down the Tiberian Spike, and he does not get the guard tower, the watchtower there. I would say sell it off, get a rifleman squad. It would probably be worth better than trying to repair it up. No, these are the militant squads. They're still inside that garrison. But how did that one get to elite? Wolverine ripping apart those militant. And here's a stealth tank there. Bit overkill there. It does receive some fire as well. I just remember something. This replay was, I don't think it was a 1.2 plus, I think it was vanilla. And so going for quad turret in vanilla tends to cause sync issues. So that's actually a pretty dangerous upgrade. Literally. It was the 1.2 plus tend to fix the quad turret and the extra airfields causing sync crashes. So if this is not a 1.2 plus replay, that is a very, very dangerous upgrade. Speaking about which, there's some very dangerous pitfalls for these stealth tanks. But the stealth tanks getting some good damage on the retreat. Pushing forward slow. Does get close at the Tiberian core missiles right there. Now let's take out all those pitfalls. We have a couple of these watchtowers now deployed on out. And it does take out the Harvester with a nice surgical strike. Though one of these stealth tanks is on fire, so can no longer maintain camouflage. It does get still there, where the Rifleman immediately started gunning it down before the other ones started revealed themselves. These stealth tanks need to fall back. They're far too wounded. We've got the hammerheads advancing forward. In fact, oh, the scan does reveal those ones there, but these ones managed to camouflage in time. Ooh, and the wounded ones managed to get a kill there, or maybe 2. We got a heroic hammerhead and 2 veterans. Harvesters camouflaging forward, grabbing some scraps. Does have a bit of Tiberium here. You can throw a second Harvester over there. And how did the Nod MCV get down here? We now have an obstacle light. Looks like the Nod player is trying to expand into his opponent's southern expansion. Obstacle Light does get directed there on the heavy harvester. Rifleman squad is trying to deal with these SAM sites. Does spot the quad turret there, if that's ever in question. Now the sub tank's advancing forward, trying to get some good hits. A couple of wounded watchtowers here, which could go off. And the watchtowers do, of course, have camouflage scanning. Sells off a lot of this various infrastructure here. Getting a lot of free riflemen. They could try digging in, throw some rockets in there. An avatar. Okay, there's actually 2 avatars. How did I not see the other one? Over here do have, looks like, more avatars going down. Those could be claimed by other player. If the Steel Talons player believe he can't get it, might as well destroy the carcasses now. Self takes patrolling around. Now these avatars are making their advance. No additional weapons they picked up or stole. Salvage from living buddies. But now the war factory is under siege. The war factories almost went down. Could have finished it off right there. And this force is not responding over there. Green's pushing forward for harvester. There's some pit bulls here for camouflage detection, but they weren't close. It wasn't close enough to bring up the green scan bars. Predators pop on up. Good, it's there. Rocket infantry slowly being picked off as well. One of the turrets about to respawn as well, which will do some extra damage versus these rocket troops. There goes a couple more of those rocket infantry. And I'm not sure about the transport. I think that's actually a manual transport load up with something. Nope, it was something that was dropped off. Not sure what it was. Oh, it must have been something that was loaded up with a pair of engineers playing those avatars. Very nice. Does find these harvesters as well, so now he has a pretty sizable force making his way to his opponent's base right here. Not a lot of defense there. Green has a lot of infrastructure down here, a lot of turrets, and he's starting to harvest it now. He's not going to take time to clear out the other side; just going to harvest it now. We do, of course, have some Bloodhound forces here, as well as some regular forces, including a fully heroic pit bull. A lot of hammer, or a lot of titans, a lot of new avatars. It's going to be a sizable force right there. We have a titan here, which may be trying to be rallied somewhere, not realizing it's going to be an entire army right there now bearing down on them. Let's get some shots down the pit bulls. He start rolling around the other side of the war factory now, receiving quite a bit of fire there. It does take out the Black Hand squad. Now the avatar will go down to the heroic pit bull. Now the avatar comes on out and immediately loses half health before he even gets a round off. Did he fire a shot there? We got these green harvesters advancing forward, are being picked off by Orange's forces. It does take them out, and then how the rest of the space should be gutted. And I don't see any way for them to defend it. Yeah, there's nothing left over here. Sell off all of this infrastructure. Start replacing the power plants, because he's definitely needs some power plants up here. That's a Tiberian chemical plant here? There's a catalyst missile there. And some riflemen standing on the Tiberian field. Luckily there's no Visceroids in Kane's Wrath. Takes out that barracks. You have another GDI avatar there. And those veteran militants will go in and be gunned down. All this infrastructure will go down. Besides going to sell off that refinery. There's another harvester there. Green only has this base here. It's entrenched, but his opponent has enough heavy armor to break through this region. He doesn't have a whole lot of anti-armor as well. He has an obelisk light and a couple shredder turrets. Sure, the rocket, militant rocket squads are nice. And that operations center will be easily picked off where it's at. That's the Tiberian chemical plant. He has all this blue Tiberian spotted there as well. Orange could eye some mass expansions. He has too many harvests on this refinery. And that's a beam cannon? Reconnaissance beam cannon does go down. He may be trying to get some double laser gun equipped avatars, but that's likely not a possibility anymore. Orange needs more refineries. Wait, Orange has no infrastructure whatsoever. He has a power plant, refineries, and an MCV, not even a war factory on the field anymore. Orange must have been a bit of AFK there. Recruiter's force, it's more than plenty over on this region. Non-MCV's been packed on up, but he may be a bit trapped, actually. So thought that SAM turret there to get him back out. Another beam cannon there. And both these avatars do not have an extra gun. Hammerhead's advancing forward, gets some good damage there, but got the rocket ships advancing forward, gets some great hits there on those hammerheads. No, the hammerheads are hitting the avatars is not what they want to do. The heroic one is still very, very alive, and I think it may have some heroic riflemen on the inside as well. But now here comes the GDI army. Should be able to break through this area. He has two beam cannons here, which of course good versus the infantry and among other things, but of course they're not frontline units. No Professor or Cabal upgrade either, so he does not have hallucinogenic grenades for those forces. And these laser turrets are not going to do anything versus the mass infantry. He's actually going straight for the MCV now. He's going to ignore the laser turret. Mine drop now raining on end. No, that's a Tiberian Vapor Bomb. Does get some great damage there, but that won't win the fight. He doesn't have a lot of infrastructure remaining. He does have a war factory, and I think Green just backed out of the game right there. A little bit abrupt end, but either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.